Today I had such a peaceful morning. I work remotely, but I had no meetings. And finally, the dark season of Finland is coming to an end, which means that the sun is shining way more. So, in the morning I saw the sunrise, and I had a peaceful morning drinking coffee, checking my emails, no meetings in sight. And it made me think about what I value in life and what I really want from my life. And that is, I want peace. This is what I want ultimately. To wake up with a cup of coffee, looking at the sunrise, enjoying the sunlight, surrounded by nature, and just not stressing about anything. And it also made me think about love, because I'm very blessed to have a loving girlfriend who I also love dearly, which then in turn made me think about what I've been seeing on the internet a lot, which is a lot of guys lamenting that women are not worth it anymore. All this talk about modern women. And recently I have gotten new comments on a video I made a while ago about how AI is going to replace women. AI girlfriends are going to replace women. So I want to return to that topic a little bit and talk about something that AI will never be able to replace. One simple example. My girlfriend is not here today with me to enjoy this. But when she is, can you really share moments like this with AI? You take a picture and you show it to AI and it tells you that it's beautiful, but you know it's telling you that just because it's been programmed to tell you what you want to hear. You know that. Everybody knows that. And you can't hug the AI girlfriend on your phone either. And let's just be honest, even though robots are coming, maybe even sooner than we anticipate, that means there's gonna be all sorts of, sex robots and, well, girlfriend robots also in the future. I don't think those are ever gonna be cheap, because people want to make money by exploiting male loneliness, because men are ready to pay loads of money to not feel lonely. So there's a lot of things that AI cannot actually replace when it comes to human connection. And that's just facts. Some of the comments on that video said that, come back in 10 years and see what happens. Because somebody pointed out that it's overblown and it's not going to be as bad as some people make it to be, which I actually also believe. And that's where somebody responded, well, come back in 10 years and we will see. I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments what you think, because I think, look at the US, for example. The relationships in the US seem to be in a pretty bad state. It seems like men and women are at war with each other if you look at the online discourse. But then at the same time, think about the fact that Donald Trump got elected again. That tells you something. People are more and more done with the woke nonsense and with the extreme leftist ideas. Things have gone too far. And there is gonna be a point where enough is enough. And also, I know people love to say and think that women never take accountability, which, may or may not be true. Maybe I shouldn't voice my opinion in this video about that. But a lot of people love to say women are not gonna do shit about anything. But I don't know. I mean, women are getting lonely as well. Because the fact of the matter is, women do have to change with men together. Everybody needs to change. Everybody needs to go back. Everybody needs to realize what really makes us happy as humans. Because as I said, this is something that makes a lot of people happy. I know there's some city dwellers who love to live in the city and, enjoy the hustle and the bustle, but ultimately, I think us humans, we are pretty simple. And let me tell you a little bit about my relationship. And I've mentioned this before in my videos. how my relationship is kind of traditional. My girlfriend loves to cook for me. She loves to give massages to me. She loves to take care of me. She loves to kind of be the home spirit and decorate the house and, have house plans and everything. She gives that woman's touch to my, what would otherwise be kind of a man cave, right? And on the other hand, she stirs up that instinct within me to protect and provide. So even though we don't have kids, I feel so much more than ever before that I have to be better. I have to change my life for the better so that I can protect and provide for somebody I love. And that's the dynamic we have. We have a very clear male and female dynamic in this relationship. And we both love that. We acknowledge it, we understand it, and we love it. And one of the issues with the, leftist women, for example, tends to be, and I might be wrong about this, but it's what it looks to me like. So let me know in the comments once again what you think. A lot of those women, deep down, they want a masculine man, right? But then they say they want something else. They claim that they want this, liberal sort of softy man who is not the traditional masculine man at all. So I think a lot of people contradict what they want. But the same goes for men, in my opinion, as well, though. Because I was single for 9 years. And when I was single, I was bullshitting myself and I was bullshitting everybody else about what I want. I was trying to play this tough guy and I was telling myself that, I'm okay with being single forever. Maybe I'm gonna learn to enjoy some kind of, short-term relationships or flings or whatever. And it's gonna be fine if I'm like 50 years old and I'm alone and I don't have a woman by my side. I told myself that and I really played into that identity. But then when I finally found a woman who was the right one for me, who is the type of feminine woman, who also, she's not... A lot of feminine women can be overwhelming because there's all the drama, etc. But my girlfriend, she's not too much. She has those feminine traits. She can be unreasonable sometimes, She can get mad about things that men would never get mad about, stuff like that. But it is never too much. It's never overwhelming. So once I found love like that, I became a different person. I saw a friend in Korea a few years ago when I was still single. And then I saw her again a couple of years ago when I was no longer single. And you know what she said immediately about me upon seeing me after a year or something? She said that I look way happier. The effect my girlfriend and my relationship had on me was that I became so much more true to myself and so much happier that outsiders who had seen me once before could immediately tell something had happened in my life for the better. So a lot of these guys who say they're gonna be going their own way forever, they're never gonna find a woman, they don't even want to find a woman, they're full of shit. Not all of them. So if somebody's watching this and you have decided you are gonna be single forever, maybe that's good for you, but there's a pretty big chance it's actually not the optimal thing for you. That's what I'm talking about. I could never be the best version of myself, the optimal version of myself, if I stayed single. So at the end of the day, AI will replace some women. AI will replace online dating, which shouldn't even be called dating because it's so utterly ridiculous and terrible as an experience for men. AI will 100% replace those utterly boring conversations men have with women on dating apps. Because you all know, right? If you go on a dating app and you talk to a woman, you know what's more fun than that? Talking to this goddamn wall would be more fun and rewarding than talking to a woman on Tinder. That's how terrible it is for guys. So AI is gonna replace that 100%. But AI will never replace a real good loving woman Because a real good loving woman draws something from you as a man. It stirs something inside of you that is just not possible with an AI companion. It's just not. Not to mention all the chemicals and hormones you get released in your brain when you actually embrace a woman in real life physically. So no, I don't think. I made a video and I said AI will replace women, and it's partially true. I still think it's gonna replace some of them. It's gonna become a big thing for some lonely males, but ultimately it will never be even close to being what a real good woman is. And that's just the way it is. You can call me simp, I don't give a fuck. If somebody calls me a simp, I know they are actually an incel. So it's like, who cares about who calls anyone anything? We all know the truth. We know who we are. We know how we feel. We can try to run away from our true feelings, but not forever. Anyway, that's all for today. Leave a like if you like the video. It helps the algorithm. And consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.